Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your love reading for April 2018. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks. Let's go ahead and begin. This is for confirmation, but first let's get 9 cards for you from this deck. And this is a love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for April 2018. The first card you have is the Devil. Love reading for Sagittarius for April. The Ace of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for April. You have the King of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for April. The Three of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for April. The Five of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for April. The Sun. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for April. You have the Three of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for April. The Ten of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for April. And the Emperor. Okay, what's the most important message that Sagittarius needs to hear for April 2018? And the card that you have is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands usually does mean that there could be delays, that you could be waiting on a relationship. I do see, just kind of looking things over here, you do have a lot going on in this reading. So there could be a delay in hearing from someone. There could be a delay in getting back together with someone, healing a relationship. We'll come back to this to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Let's focus first on the first 3 cards. Let's see if I can make this a little sharper for you. There we go. Okay, so the first 3 cards that you have are the Devil, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Cups. So interesting that you start with the major arcana, and it is the Devil. So the Devil usually does represent that there's something not so positive going on in a relationship. It can sometimes mean that there is an unhealthy relationship, but it can also mean that somebody's just really pessimistic. There could be a lot of harsh energy around a relationship because maybe you're not getting along. You do have a person here. You have a water sign, so it would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. And I feel, seeing these 3 cards, I feel, it could be a water sign, but keep in mind, it can also be someone who is in that energy. It could even be you if you have a moon or a rising sign in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. There is a new beginning here with the Ace of Cups. So it does mean either a new relationship for you if you're single, or it could just be rekindling that spark, that connection with your partner, especially with this here. So like I said, with the Devil, it usually means that something is going on in your marriage or in your relationship. There could be cheating, there could be dishonesty, it could be that somebody has become really negative, maybe both of you have, maybe the relationship or the marriage is not in a very good place. I always find that the first card kind of sets the theme for the entire reading. It's usually the most significant card out of all the cards that I pull. So I feel like you might be in this place in your love life right now where things are not very healthy, and that could be why this is your main energy. The Two of Wands telling you just kind of wait for things to change. There could be a delay in fixing your relationship, but I feel like you very much want a new beginning. It is possible for you to have a new beginning and to get out of this energy. Like I said, possibly with someone who is a water sign. Now down here, you've got the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Sun. So there's a little bit more of that energy of something difficult happening in your marriage or your relationship. And I see that you're crushed. You have the Five of Cups, which does represent disappointment and just kind of being really devastated, really disappointed in someone, or being really disappointed that something's not working out. I do feel like you're not just rolling over and just kind of letting the relationship go. You are fighting for this person. You have the Three of Pentacles. So, perhaps, something is happening in your relationship where you feel you're in a really kind of negative place for whatever reason, whatever it is that's going on in your relationship. And you're really just, there's tears, there's sadness, there's disappointment. Like, why did things have to be this way? The Three of Pentacles is telling you that if you work really hard, if you give it your all, you can turn this around, especially with the Sun right here. The Sun is the most positive card in the entire deck, and it does represent happiness, success, positive energy, a positive outcome. So I feel like no matter what's going on with you, because remember, the most positive card, it outshines everything, even cards like the Devil. No matter what's going on in your love life, whether somebody has asked for a divorce, or you have found out that somebody's cheating, or you feel like somebody's lying to you, or maybe you feel like you're falling out of love with your partner, or maybe you want to break up for whatever reason, whatever it is, the Sun is saying that there can be a positive outcome to this. And again, the Ace of Cups is telling you that there can still be a new beginning. Although I see some things that are kind of iffy in this reading so far, and I'm going to pull a lot more cards, you know, iffy here with the Devil and the Five of Cups, but you also have a new beginning, rekindling a relationship and that connection, and the Sun saying there could still be a positive outcome, although there would be a positive outcome with a lot of effort, you really kind of giving it your all, you know, kind of refusing to give up on this person, or refusing to give up on a marriage. Now down here, let's see what you have going on. You've got the Three of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Emperor. So I mean, still you have that same kind of energy that you have at the top of the reading. You have this challenging card here with the Ten of Swords, and I feel like it could mean different things for different people. It can be that for some of you, you've been betrayed, you've been stabbed in the back, you've been lied to, because I mean, you did start off with the Devil, and you do have the Five of Cups here. So you could be really devastated because your partner did you wrong in some way. Now, you do have the Emperor, a major arcana, telling you that you have to take control of the situation. So it could be that you really have to, don't try to hide from the fact that maybe something's wrong in your marriage or in your relationship. Take control. It just means you've got to take charge of what's happening in your relationship. If you do, it's the same thing that I just went over right here with the Three of Pentacles. If you do, you have the Three of Cups, which does represent you celebrating something. This is high energy, laughter, joy. You're celebrating something really positive, which is a complete opposite of what's going on here. Here, you're hurting. You're hurting. You were lied to. You were betrayed in some way. You were stabbed in the back. And usually with the Ten of Swords, you're finding it really hard to shake it off, and you're finding it really hard to move on, which is a repeating energy, because this is a similar message with the Five of Cups. You're just kind of dwelling in your pain. You just kind of keep reliving whatever it is that happened in your marriage or in your relationship. You're dwelling over the sadness. You're mourning the loss of a person or of a relationship, and you're finding it really hard to move on. So I feel like for some of you, you may have been lied to or betrayed. Now, it could also be for another group of people, the Ten of Swords usually does mean that it's time to snap out of it and it's time to move on. For some of you, yes, it can be that you're moving on to a different partner. Maybe you're getting over a divorce, or maybe somebody did lie to you. Maybe you're watching this reading because you're wondering, is there going to be, is there another soulmate for me? Definitely with the Three of Cups. This card also represents marriage, but like I said, it also just represents so much happiness. So if you're kind of wondering, should I move on? The answer is definitely yes. If you can pick yourself up and walk away, you're willing to take charge and take control of what's happening in your life, in your love life, there's a lot of happiness around you. But I also feel like for some of you, it can be that you're moving on from a really difficult phase in your relationship where you have been hurt or betrayed in some way. There is still, even if you were hurt or betrayed, there is still happiness around you with the Three of Cups. Okay, let's get a few more cards from the same deck. What other messages are there for Sagittarius for April? You have the Princess of Cups. What other messages are there for Sagittarius for April? You have the Wheel. Other messages for Sagittarius. And you have the Six of Pentacles, and I'll put it here. Okay, so the Princess of Cups. So this would be, I call it a princess in this deck, but this is the Page of Cups. So this can be, communication. For some of you, you can be hearing from someone from the past. This could represent a love letter, but it can also just represent somebody pouring their heart out to you, telling you how they feel. It could even be you. It kind of seems like, communication leads to positive change. You have the Wheel, which means that this is basically a shift in your love life, things changing for the better. But notice how it came right after the communication. So if you're kind of watching this video because you're thinking, should I reach out to so-and-so? What I see here after communication is finally things move around in your relationship. There is finally a shift. Things change for the better. You've been at the bottom. It's your turn to be on top. Not only that, but you have the Six of Pentacles, which is telling you it's your time to be happy. This is you receiving the partner and the love that you deserve. This is not just receiving, having a wish granted, but it's you getting what you deserve. And, you know, finally that movement in your love life that you've been hoping for. And it either comes because somebody's reaching out to you and telling you how they feel, maybe about what happened, where you were hurt. Or it could be that you're reaching out to someone, or there's, like I said, there's just a heart-to-heart conversation. Because I see something going on in this reading where I see a lot of sadness. I feel like Sagittarius is hurting over something. I feel like you're disappointed over something, or somebody has lied to you or betrayed you in some way. I still see happiness around you in every row. Here you have, yes, you have the Devil, which is a really challenging card, and it is your first one. So I feel like this is really significant. There's something unhealthy going on, something really devastating to you. But you have the Ace of Cups telling you that you can still have a new beginning. And then down here you have the Five of Cups saying that, you know, there's a lot of sadness around you, and you're dwelling in that pain and you can't shake it off. But you have the Sun right next to it telling you there's going to be a positive outcome. There's positive energy around whatever it is that you're sad about. And then down here, you know, you have the Ten of Swords, which is that devastating energy of being stabbed in the back or betrayed. Yet you have the Three of Cups telling you that you will be celebrating something really positive. You will find joy again. So although I feel like you're going through something where somebody has really let you down, or they didn't come through for you, or they just devastated you in some way, I still see happiness for you all over this reading. I just feel like, you know, looking at this row here, that there might have to be some communication in some way. Whether it's you reaching out to someone or someone reaching out to you, somebody maybe needs to speak from the heart. This will lead to a lot of movement, and things will change for the better for you as far as your love life. And of course, you're getting exactly the love that you deserve. But again, remember, the main energy was the Two of Wands. So all of this could take time. The Two of Wands does represent a delay. And with all the kind of painful energy that I see in this reading, I can see maybe why there is a delay. Okay, let's get a few more cards from this deck to see if any cards repeat themselves. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius? You have the Knight of Pentacles. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius? The Ten of Wands. What other messages are there for Sagittarius? The Knight of Swords. Put that there. What's the most important message that Sagittarius needs to hear from this deck for April? Wow. So you have a repeating card. Let me just get it because it's under this Knight. So you have the Three of Pentacles 2 times. So this is very revealing. Same card, different deck. So when this happens, I always feel this is the most important thing that you need to hear in this reading. Out of all the cards that I pulled, and I will pull some more, this is telling you no matter what's going on in your love life, you're going to have to try really hard and then some to get what you want. This is going out of your way, doing everything that you can and then some, giving 110% to the outcome that you want. And you can get it, because you do have the Sun here telling you that there can be a positive outcome. There can be success. You can maybe get that relationship back on track, or you can heal a relationship where someone has walked away. Again, it just means you're going to have to really want this, because you're going to have to try really hard. So repeating message there. Now here, this is interesting. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Ten of Wands in the middle of all of this. So the Knights, they do represent change and movement, but these two Knights are opposites. This Knight means that things are going to take time, you know, and there will be slow progress, which resonates with the main energy from the first deck, the Two of Wands, a delay, waiting. This is confirming that things will take time to work themselves out. And I feel like, just kind of jumping right here, that you may be in an energy where you might feel like giving up on your relationship. Some of you may even kind of feel like giving up on love, like maybe it's not meant to be, or maybe I should focus on other things right now. The Ten of Wands is that really kind of draining energy of like, I can't do this anymore. And in this deck, it feels like an uphill battle. Like you just can't anymore. It's a really heavy, draining energy. It's a burden. And, you know, and seeing the Devil as your first card, again, the Five of Cups, everything that I just talked about, the Ten of Swords, I feel like you're really tired of this. I feel like you may be tired of a relationship with so many ups and downs that you feel like you've just kind of reached the point where you just can't anymore. And you do have the Knight of Swords telling you that things could change very quickly. Like I said, these are opposite energies. This is slow progress. This is things moving and changing very quickly. This is a lot of new developments in your love life. I mean, there is a really strong message of you, like you have to try really hard. Like if you're in a relationship where everything seems to be going downhill, which I see in this card, this can mean that things change very quickly. I feel like it's up to you. I mean, seeing these two cards, they're opposites. Things change very slowly. Things change very quickly. The Knight of Swords also represents like really impulsive decisions, really spontaneous actions. So it could be, you know, that somebody could change their mind about a relationship where they might have told you, you know, I'm out, I think we're over, and then suddenly they change their mind. We're going to look a little bit closer at your relationship with your partner. I'm going to pull more cards, especially for your partner, and then kind of compare them to your energy to give us more insight. But from what I see here, I mean, I feel like there's something challenging Sagittarius in April. And I feel like for the majority of you, this does not have to be goodbye. Even if you feel that way, even if you feel like giving up, because like I said, for every challenging card that you have, like the Devil and the Five of Cups, you have a positive card right next to it. The Ace of Cups, the Sun. Down here with the Ten of Swords, you have the Sun right next to it. There is positive energy everywhere. I just feel like, again, you're really going to have to want this. You're really going to have to maybe even be patient, because you have the Two of Wands telling you that this could take time. But like I said, with the two Knights popping up that are opposite energies, things could take time or things could change very quickly. It could be on how much you want this, how much you're willing to compromise, with the Three of Pentacles popping up 2 times in this reading. You have to try really hard to get the outcome that you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at you and your partner. I feel like this is definitely like given insight. I did this in March, if you're new to my channel, but it has definitely given us more insight into like who is in this energy, who wants what's going on with you and your partner. Okay, so I'm going to use this deck for you, and the decks that I'm using will be listed on my website. Just go to the updates page. Okay, show me the energy around Sagittarius for April 2018. Wow, there it is again. The Five of Cups. Love reading for Sagittarius for April 2018. The Knight of Wands. Love reading for Sagittarius for April. The Six of Swords. Love reading for Sagittarius for April. And the Hierophant. Okay, now let's get a few cards for your partner to see if you're on the same page. Show me the energies around Sagittarius's love interest for April. Ooh, interesting. The Hierophant. That was your last card, and that's their first card. Show me the energies around Sagittarius's love interest for April. The Nine of Cups. Show me the energies around Sagittarius's love interest. The Nine of Wands. Show me the energies around Sagittarius' love interest. And the Seven of Swords. Okay, I'm also going to get a main energy for you and your partner from this deck, which is all major arcana. What is the main energy around Sagittarius for April? You have the Magician. What is the main energy around Sagittarius' love interest for April? And they get the Sun. Okay. So let's go ahead and focus on you now, and then we will move on to your partner. So you have, let's see if you can see everything here. You have the Five of Cups up here, Five of Cups, Knight of Wands, Six of Swords, and the Hierophant. So, I mean, this just kind of echoes everything that we saw in the first part of the reading. The Five of Cups, again. And like I said, the Five of Cups means that there's a lot of sadness around you. And the fact that it is on your side, although your partner does have a few things going on over here, which we're going to get to in a minute, this just tells me that mainly you're the one that's hurting. Again, it's your first card. It's on your side, you're hurting, and you're really disappointed. There's a sense of sadness around you. However, you do have the Knight of Wands, which tells me that you're willing to fight. So this really resonates with this energy of the Three of Pentacles, which you had 2 times in the first part of the reading. Because the Knight of Wands, this is an energy of being really determined, and this is a relentless energy of I will get what I want or die trying. This is just refusing to give up. So I feel like, you know, you did have the Ten of Wands. I won't forget that you had the Ten of Wands in the first part of the reading, which usually does mean somebody wants to give up. It could be your partner, because I see some things going on over here. But this just means that you're really self-confident. So something could shift in what's happening in your relationship or your marriage. Again, you had the Knight of Swords in the first part of the reading. And this is where I was telling you that things could change very quickly with this energy. Something could happen that you don't see coming yet. There could be a twist. With this Knight of Wands energy, it just means that you're feeling really self-confident and that you will get what you want. There's going to be a lot of movement, and you will be really self-confident in fixing whatever it is that's going on in your love life. You also have the Six of Swords. So I see here, you know, that you start off with the Devil in the first part of the reading. And again, that's a really challenging energy of something toxic, something unhealthy. This is on your side now. And this is telling me that you are, it's with the Knight of Wands. You're determined to move somewhere much healthier in your relationship. I feel like, yes, you are hurting because it's repeating itself, the Five of Cups. But this just means that you're willing to do whatever it takes to take the relationship to, you know, somewhere much healthier. So again, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell in the general reading what it is that is challenging you, what's going on with your partner. It can be anything from deceit. Although I do see deceit on their side, which I'm going to get to in a minute. It can just be that there's a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting. I just feel like you're determined to get to a much healthier place in your relationship. I feel like you do not want to give up. Although I do see here that you're hurting. There's a lot of sadness coming from this energy, and it is repeating itself from the first part of the reading on your side. Now you also have the Hierophant, a major arcana, which means that there's a lot of spiritual guidance for you. So I feel like if you know that if you really feel like your intuition, your gut instincts telling you that this is the person I belong with, because you did have a lot of challenging cards in the first part of the reading. But like I said, with every challenging card that you had a really positive card that canceled it out. So if you feel like, you know, I am with the person I belong and I'm not giving up, I feel like you're definitely listening to your intuition. Or your intuition could be telling you the opposite, that maybe you need to look for something healthier. But the Hierophant is also his energy of kindred spirits and soulmates. So some of you may really know where you belong in the month of April. It may become really clear to you. And this could help you when you're kind of making this decision of, should I try to fix this relationship? Should I move on? Although I do feel like you're hurting, I feel like many of you will be choosing to stay, and that you'll be choosing to fight tooth and nail to keep a relationship or a marriage together. Now, your main energy is a Magician. So this is just kind of echoing everything that I had said about the Three of Pentacles coming up 2 times and then the Knight of Wands. This just means that you're going to be the one who makes the magic happen, and the magic is keeping your relationship alive or being able to heal a relationship. The Magician is saying that you're creating this positive outcome yourself, that you have more power than you know. You're the one that can kind of, you know, make this relationship or walk away from it. You have more power than you think. So, and I definitely see that in this reading and in the first part of the reading. Again, for every challenging message, there was a really positive one. So if you're really determined that this is, you know, a kindred spirit or a soulmate, I feel like you will be taking action with the Magician. You'll be doing whatever it is that you can to fix this or to hold on to a relationship. Now, on their side, it's interesting that you end with the Magician and they start with the Magician. Sorry, not the Magician, the Hierophant. So this was your final card over here. I don't think this has happened so far in the readings. So, I mean, the Hierophant. So this is a strong message that there probably is, you know, really strong soul connection between you and the person that you love, whether it's your partner or spouse. This is, again, kindred spirits and soulmates, but a lot of spiritual guidance. So I feel like they probably know where they belong as well, or They definitely feel the connection that you feel. You also have the Nine of Cups on their side. So I feel like, there is something, again, on their side of the reading. I mean, seeing this after the Hierophant, I feel like there's something that your partner really wants. They may have an ideal, kind of in their head, they may have an ideal kind of relationship, that is what they're looking for, or an ideal partner, and that is what they're looking for. And this could actually be working against them. I'm just looking ahead at the cards that they have here. There's a lot of fear from this card with the Nine of Wands. This is someone that's always paranoid and on guard. This is someone that cannot relax in a relationship and just, speak from the heart. And you did have that energy from the Page of Cups in the first part of the reading. This is someone that does not speak from the heart because they're afraid, and they try to keep everything under wraps and just not, they keep themselves in a really safe place so that they're not hurt. But I see here that your partner has some hopes and wishes of their own. And because the Magician is here, so I keep calling him the Magician, the Hierophant, I feel like they have some idea of what that ideal partner or ideal relationship or ideal marriage, they have some idea of what that is. And that's what they're looking for. But I feel like they're conflicted because there's some fear here on their side. Like they can't quite open up. This is working against them. You have the they have the Seven of Swords, which can represent, deceit. Although, I don't really get that they're lying to you unless that's why you're watching this reading, because you have suspicion. You have a suspicion that maybe something's going on with them. You did have, again, challenging messages like the Devil, the Five of Cups, the Ten of Swords. So there could have been a betrayal. I mean, it's not going to be for everyone, but I mean, this can represent someone lying, someone who's two-faced. But it can also represent someone that is living in la la land, someone that has the blinders on and is being their own worst enemy. So it could be that they're being their own worst enemy by not speaking from the heart, by keeping everything to themselves with the Nine of Wands, because they don't want to be hurt. Again, this tells me up here that your partner has a very clear idea of what they want from you, what they want in a relationship, or what their ideal relationship is, or ideal marriage, or ideal partner. But fear is holding them back. So it could be someone that's even like holding you, kind of keeping the relationship at a distance, where maybe that's why you're kind of fed up or you're hurt. Maybe they've asked for some space. Maybe they don't really want to move forward. Although I still see that happening because you did have the Wheel in the first part of the reading. Now their main energy is the Sun. So again, this represents there's positive energy around your partner. So even if you feel like your partner has let you down in some way, or maybe you're not sure where your partner stands. I mean, seeing the Sun on their side, and you did have the Sun in the first part of the reading as well, next to the Five of Cups, which is you. I feel like they can still come through for you. Again, the most positive card in the entire deck. Positive energy, success, happiness. I feel like your partner can still give you what you want. Even if there are a lot of few bumps here and there, or it's something that's really hurting you or challenging you. It's going to really depend, based now on all the cards, because I've already pulled everything. I feel like it's really going to depend on how much you want this relationship. Because I did feel, seeing the Ten of Wands in the first part of the reading, that some of you maybe you've reached the point where you feel like I just can't. And some of you may even be there now. But I mean, now that I see your energies here, although you may be really sad and disappointed, somebody just let you down, I see you kind of getting back on board right here, being really determined to make this happen. Again, Three of Pentacles 2 times, and then the Magician for you. This is going to be up to you. So if you're watching this reading thinking, is my marriage going to survive? It's going to depend on how much you want to save it and what you're willing to do. Not that you have to do all the work, but maybe it's communicating with your partner. Because I definitely feel like your partner could be holding back. The Seven of Swords, being their own worst enemy, working against themselves. There is some fear here. The good thing is, again, that your partner in some way, maybe they're not aware of it, maybe you're not aware of it, they know what they want. Again, they know what they want in a relationship. They are, they are listening to their intuition in some way, but I feel like they're afraid to take action. There's just fear on your partner's side of the reading. But I feel like they have good intentions with the Sun. And again, this just means that there can still be a positive outcome between you and your partner, no matter what is going on. The Six of Swords on your side is telling you that you are determined. Knight of Wands, which means that you're really determined. You're determined to move the relationship to a much healthier place. And again, a lot of challenging cards, so I can't quite put my finger on it and what's going on. I don't know. It could be deceit because you have that here. But for others, it could just be that your partner's holding back on you and maybe they're not wanting to move the relationship to the next level. But I feel like you're going to be toughing it out. I feel like you're going to be determined, especially if you know that this person is the one. I feel like you're refusing to give up on them. Okay, Sagittarius, this has been your love reading for April 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.